Episode 8, The Box.
Pre-launch diagnostic discovery protocol. Technical note: before any launch sequence begins, engineers must first locate and identify every component, every system, every connection point. Discovery is not optional. You cannot launch what you have not first found and verified. The diagnostic begins with one question: what do we have?
The box was under Geneva's bed for 31 years and 3 months. Champion Washington found it on a Tuesday in March 2020, not while cleaning out her mother's house that had been done months ago. The efficient sorting of a life into 3 piles: keep, donate, trash. The furniture went to Goodwill. The clothes went to the church. The photographs went into a single accordion folder that now lived in Champion's hall closet, still unsorted, still waiting for a day when looking at her mother's face wouldn't feel like swallowing glass. No, Champion found the box because the new tenant, a graduate student named Marcus with apologetic eyes and too long hair, texted her at 9:47 p.m. to say the bed frame was broken, and did she want it before he put it on the curb? She didn't, but she went anyway. The house on Alibaba Avenue in Opa-locka looked smaller than it had in her childhood, the way all childhood places shrink when you return to them with adult eyes. The landlord had repainted, some optimistic yellow that was supposed to make the cramped rooms feel larger, but instead made them feel like they were trying too hard. Marcus met her at the door with the box in his hands. It was wedged under the frame. Looked important. It wasn't wrapped, wasn't hidden. Just a shoebox, duct tape around the edges gone brown with age, her mother's handwriting on the lid in thick black Sharpie. For Champion when you're ready. Champion stood in the doorway of her mother's old bedroom. No longer her mother's, no longer anything but a rented space with someone else's sheets on the mattress, and felt something she hadn't felt in the 11 months since Geneva died. Dread. "You okay?" Marcus asked. She took the box. "Yeah," she lied. She carried it to her car like it was evidence, like it might detonate if she moved too fast. The drive home to Atlanta took 9 hours when she did it straight through, but tonight Champion drove slowly, stopping twice for coffee she didn't drink, once to sit in a rest stop parking lot and stare at the box in her passenger seat. When she finally got home, her apartment in Decatur, the one bedroom she'd lived in for 3 years, the space that was hers and hers alone, she set the box on her kitchen counter and left it there. For 3 days, Champion walked past it 17 times that first night, made coffee beside it the next morning, ate dinner while staring at her mother's handwriting, trying to decode what "when you're ready" meant. Ready for what? Geneva had been dying for 6 months before she actually died. If there was something Champion needed to know, why hadn't she just said it? Unless she had. Unless this was it. On Thursday morning, Champion called in sick to work for the first time in 2 years. She made tea she didn't drink, put on a Toni Morrison audiobook she'd been meaning to finish, turned it off after 30 seconds, sat at the kitchen table with the box in front of her and a pair of scissors in her hand. The duct tape came off in brittle strips. Inside, a journal. Hardcover. Black. The kind you buy at Barnes & Noble because it looks serious. The kind that says this matters. Geneva's handwriting covered the first page in her neat, careful script. The handwriting of a woman who had learned early that presentation mattered, that the world judged you by how you held a pen as much as by what you said. Journal started February 14th, 1988, for Champion. One day. Champion's hands started shaking. February 14th, 1988, Valentine's Day, the day Champion was born. She flipped to the next page. Geneva's handwriting, slightly shaky. February 14th, 1988, Jackson Memorial Hospital, 11:47 p.m. They gave her to me at 11:32, 7 pounds, 11 ounces. I held her and I couldn't breathe, not from joy, from terror. I am 17 years old and I am holding a human being who is going to call me mama, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Loretta is sitting in the corner chair giving me that look, the one that says she knows I'm scared and she's not going to rescue me from it because being scared is the beginning of being a mother. The nurse asked me what I was going to name her. I said Champion. She wrote it down without asking why. I'm glad, because if she'd asked, I would have lied. I would have said something about her being strong, about her deserving a powerful name. The truth is simpler and worse. I named her Champion because that's what I lost. I was supposed to be the champion, the state champion, the fastest girl in Florida, the one who made it out. Instead, I'm 17 and I just gave birth in a hospital room that smells like disinfectant and fear and my mother's disappointment. So I buried it. I took everything I was supposed to be and I put it in her name. Champion. A gravestone disguised as a birth certificate. I'm sorry, baby girl. I'm so sorry. Champion closed the journal, put it down, walked to the bathroom, threw up. When she came back to the kitchen, the journal was still there. Still real. Still containing words her mother had written 32 years ago that were now sitting in Champion's stomach like stones. She picked up her phone. Called Loretta. Her grandmother answered on the second ring. You found it? You knew about this? Of course I knew. Geneva told me she was leaving it for you. Said you'd find it when you were ready. I'm not ready. Nobody's ever ready for the truth, but that doesn't mean you don't need it. Did you read it? No, that was between her and you. She said she named me after what she lost. I know. Did she really think of me as a burial? Loretta was quiet for a moment. At first, maybe. She was 17 and terrified, and she'd just lost everything she thought her life was going to be. So yes, at first she probably did think of you as the end of something. Champion felt tears sliding down her face. And later? Later, she understood you weren't the end of anything, you were the beginning, but you'll have to keep reading to learn that part. I don't know if I can. Then don't. Put it away. Come back to it when you're stronger. What if I'm never stronger? Then you're never stronger, and you live the rest of your life wondering what your mama wanted to tell you. That's your choice. Champion wiped her eyes. I have to go. Call me when you finish reading. You're going to need to talk to someone. Champion hung up, sat at her kitchen table, stared at the journal, and thought, the crawler is on the pad. The payload is being loaded. The systems are being checked. But I don't know if I want to launch. She opened the journal again and kept reading. Next in Champion Episode 9, The Lie She Told Herself.